Nearly 9 months after President Trump was shot in Butler, Pennsylvania, a man from that same city is now behind bars for allegedly threatening the commander in chief online. The Justice Department saying 32-year-old Sean Monper, who went by the name Mr. Satan on YouTube, posted several threats. The DOJ saying on February 17th, he threatened the president, Elon Musk, and heads of multiple government agencies, saying, quote, "We just need to start killing people."
Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro and his family are safe. Emergency crews evacuated them from the official governor's residence overnight when police say someone set it on fire.
It seems as though Butler County and Pennsylvania in general seems to be connected with violence more and more these days. For folks who don't know, tell us the story just very briefly. You were there at the Butler, Pennsylvania rally with President Trump on July 13th.
That's right. I had the honor of opening up the July 13th rally and then further again to be the master of ceremonies for the October 5th return. But unfortunately, my family and I were witness to and endured political violence that was directed at President Trump and his supporters on July 13th. And so for those reasons, the things that we're seeing now, again, most recently with Sean Monper and again with the firebombing of the governor's mansion in Harrisburg is just abhorrent to me. And let me say furthermore that, my thoughts are with the governor's family, and we're so glad, of course, that he's okay. And we're thankful to our law enforcement officers who both in Harrisburg and in Butler were able to bring these two maniacs out of the public and take them into custody so that they can't do harm to President Trump or to the governor or anybody else for their senseless political violence.
Well, I think it's exactly right. And look, nobody's been more critical of the governor than me, but I would challenge anyone to go find any of my monologues on him over the years and say, I see anything where I've said anything remotely talking about condoning violence. In fact, we're completely against violence. And that's why that writ large, specifically in the case of Luigi Maggioni, this is why I've been so concerned with the rise of the rhetoric, where even just last night, CNN had on this Taylor Lorenz person talking about, you need to understand where the Luigi Maggioni supporters are coming from. And CNN's interviewing her like this is a serious position that we should all take. And, you've got like comedians like Bill Burr up there, put out free Luigi, you see free Luigi signs everywhere. This is a real problem, is it not?
Absolutely. And to echo your point, Jack, we see time and again that folks most oftentimes on the left side, especially in the mainstream media, folks at CNN, MSNBC, and the list goes on, somehow seem to allow for this flirtation with violence, or for those who want to do violence, and suggesting almost that the ends justify the means. And I think that what we're seeing, Jack, is representative of a lot of the hateful vitriol and disrespect, and quite frankly, the dehumanization that we've seen time and again from the folks on the left side of the aisle of those of us who are conservative voters or Republican voters, fans of President Trump or what have you. But I do want to draw some attention to the hypocrisy that I see in that I can't find too many people who will be able to prove to me that they were ever critical of any of the riots that took place during the Summer of Love in relation to the Roe v. Wade riots, the BLM riots, or most recently with the targeting of Tesla owners and Tesla dealerships. Where is all the outrage now for that? I really hope that people will come to the table with the same passion to protect those of us who are enduring this political violence as they have in regard to things like the governor's most recent firebombing attack.
For sure. And Governor Shapiro, by the way, too, I'm not going to lie about the guy. He has spoken out against the violence of Luigi Maggioni, and he has talked about this. But the problem is this guy's party has been running around for a year. And even beyond that, if you go back to the BLM riots of 2020, if you go back to the Antifa activity, that all of this was going on. By the way, he was attorney general during that, and I don't remember him doing anything about Black Lives Matter and these massive riots when Philadelphia was burning. So there is a huge problem. And look, let's step back. This is what I want. Okay, I want people to be safe. I want to have a political process where we compete and we argue and we debate. and we deal with these issues and these differences at the ballot box, and we settle it there. So I can beat Josh Shapiro at the ballot box, and we will, by the way. But the idea is that we're not going to go down these other routes and condone any of these things, which, by the way, what's crazier to me is it turns out the guy who did this one specifically is another deranged leftist, just like we saw Mr. Satan right in your own backyard in Butler, Pennsylvania, was talking about, going to kill Trump. This guy's like a crazy BLM, anarcho-socialist type, which, by the way, the vast majority of the political violence that we've been seeing lately comes from these types of people.
Mm-hmm. And it's sad. It's sad. So I do just want to make sure that everybody understands, to your point, that we are going to continue to be critical of our politicians like Josh Shapiro, and that what we believe is wrong, but that we can do it with the right things in mind, and using the mechanisms that have been given to us, that we've been blessed with by our founding fathers and by every American who served in our armed forces and in our law enforcement communities, that allow for our political processes to go through each year without any violence. And we need to make sure that we're doing well to keep up with the healthy political discourse and the disagreements without allowing for instances like this to silence us. Because at the end of the day, Jack, my fear is that these kinds of instances are going to be used somehow to wrap around back to us, those of us on the right side of the aisle, to suggest that because we're standing up for what we believe in, that we are somehow motivating these kinds of things to happen. And it couldn't be further from the truth. So I hope that we'll continue with the healthy discourse, while also, holding people accountable like Josh Shapiro, but doing the right thing by way of saying that we will not tolerate any political violence